Now, in the collections, very clearly we discussed about associative array, nested table, V array. Okay, sometimes interviewers may ask like this. This is an interview question. What are the differences among? Okay, so these questions I'm typing in collections notes only. In the collections below of V array, I'm typing this interview questions. Differences among associative array, nested table, V array. What are the differences among associative array, nested table, V array to crack this interview question? Okay, this table is useful. Understand here? In first column, I type collection type. So in that, what is the index data type? How many elements we can store? Number of elements. Is it dense or sparse? Just to crack the interview question, associative array, nested table, and V array differences. So differences among associative array, nested table, V array. So to crack this interview question, this knowledge is useful. Three types of collections. First one is associative array. Second one, nested table. Third one, V array. V array. Okay. So there are three types of collections: associative array, nested table, V array. In case of associative array, index you can take as number type, or index you can take as varchar2 type. Both are possible. In associative array, index can be number type, index can be varchar2 type. Both are possible. In nested table, index is always number type. In V array, index is always number type. That's why in nested table V array, we are not maintaining index separately. In associative array, index can be varchar2 also. This is first difference. Next, in associative array, how many elements we can store? In nested table, how many elements we can store? Unlimited. In V array, limited number of elements we can store. We must specify size here. Okay, V array is always dense. What is the meaning of dense? So dense general meaning is, you already know, no gaps. The dense rank function I told. In the dense rank, no gaps will be there in the ranking. The dense rank, no gaps will be there in the ranking. After first rank, definitely second rank will be there. After second rank, definitely third rank will be there. No gap is there between ranking. So dense general meaning is no gaps. So here, for example, indexes are like this. First index is 1, next index 2, next index 3. This is called dense. This is called dense. No gaps are there. After first index, second index is there. After second index, third index is there. Sparse means gaps will be there in indexes. For example, first index is 10. Next index is not 11, not 12. Directly next index I'm taking as 20. Next index I'm not taking 21, 22. Next index is 30. Okay. Here 10, 20, 30, these are the indexes. So gaps are there between indexes. This is called sparse. Here, no gaps are there between indexes. After 1, 2 is there, then 3 is there. No gaps are there between indexes. Dense. This is called dense. This is called sparse. Dense means no gaps. No gaps are there between indexes. Sparse means gaps are there. After 10, there is no 11, 12. Next one, 20. Next index not 21, 22, 30. Like this. V array is always dense. No gaps will be there in the indexes. Associative array can be dense or sparse. Both are possible. Associative array can be dense or sparse. Both are possible. Suppose if you want to create sparse, we write like this. Observe, X I am declaring as my own data type, num array. So define our own data type here. How to define our own data type? You already know. Type num array is table of. Okay, I want to hold number type elements. Number type indexes. Index by binary underscore integer like this. Now X is associative array now. Okay, X of 10 colon equals to X of 10 colon equals to 500. X of 20 colon equals to 600. X of 30 colon equals to 700. Like this I'm writing. Now what happens now here? X associative array created. X associative array created. Associative array is table of 2 columns. Now first index is not 1, not 2. First index is 10 here. Next index is not 11, 12. Next index is 20 here. And next index is 30. So is it possible like this, sir? Yes, possible. This is. So directly starting index value is 10 here. Next index value is 20. Next index value is 30 like this. So possibility is that this is called sparse. This is called sparse. Now, if I create like this, X of 1, 500, X of 2, 600, X of 3, 700. This is dense. This is dense. First index is 1, next index is 2, next index is 3. No gaps are there. Dense. Gaps are there. Sparse. Associative array can be dense. Associative array can be sparse. Both are possible. B array is always dense. No gaps will be there in the indexes. Nested table starts as dense. In starting index is 1. Okay. Later it can become sparse. It can become sparse like this. Just to crack the interview question, differences among associative array, nested table V array. To crack this interview question, these points are useful. That's it.
যেটা থেকে পরে
Okay. See here. What are the differences? What are the differences among nested table V array? Okay. In associative array, index can be number type or varchar true type. In nested table, index is always number. In V array, index is always number. Next, in associative array, we can store unlimited number of elements, no memory wastage. In nested table also, we can store unlimited number of elements, no memory wastage. In V array, we can store limited number of elements. So because of limit is there, memory shortage problem may occur or memory wastage problem may occur here. Memory may be wasted or memory shortage problem may also occur. Next, V array is always dense, no gaps. Associative array can be dense or sparse. Next table starts as dense, later it can become sparse like this. Okay. In Java, always indexing starts from 0. Always indexing starts from 0. In plsql, you can start indexing from 10 also, 20 also. Starting indexes differences between differences between collection. See, what are the differences between cursor and collection? Observe now. Left side, I am writing points regarding cursor. Right side, I am writing points regarding collection. You already know this. I already covered this point, but I didn't write in the notes. Cursor can move forward only. Cursor can move forward only. It cannot go back. Cursor can move forward only. It cannot go back. Whereas collection can move in any direction. It can move forward, it can go back. It can move in any direction. This is first difference. Understand here? Cursor purpose, collection purpose same. So the cursor, I'm holding first row, second row, third row, like this. Multiple rows I'm holding. Multiple rows I'm holding here. Same thing. In the collection also I'm holding multiple rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, like this. Cursor purpose, collection purpose same. Both are used to hold multiple rows. Okay, suppose my requirement is like this. After accessing fourth row, I want to access third row. See here. First I am fetching first row. Second row I am fetching. Third row I am fetching. Fourth row I am fetching. Fourth row I am fetching. Fourth row fetched here. Okay. After fetching fourth row, now I want to fetch third row now. After fetching fourth row, after processing it, I want to fetch for third row now. Can we go back now? No. In case of cursor, not possible. Whereas in case of collection, we can move forward or we can move backward also. Okay. You can write like this. X dot prior of. X dot prior of 4. Means previous index of 4. What is previous index of 4? 3. To access that element, I am writing x of x dot prior of 4 means x of 3. Like this. I can go back and I can access. Prior means I can go back. Like this. In any direction, we can move there. So in case of collection, we can move forward, we can move backward, using next previous indexes. We can access like that. But in cursor, we can move forward only. We cannot go back. This is first difference.
50 रुपये के
Next, second difference. Cursor supports to sequential accessing only. Suppose my requirement is I want to access 100th row. I want to access 100th row. This is my requirement. I want to access 100th row here. This statement. So this is row number 99. This is row number 100. My requirement is I want to access 100th row. In case of cursor, can we access 100th row directly, sir? No. Cursor supports to sequential accessing. Cursor supports to sequential accessing. Okay. Suppose I want to access 100th row. To access 100th row, fetch first row, second row, third row. Like this, definitely I have to fetch 99 rows. After fetching 99th row only, I can fetch 100th row. Sequential accessing. Can we access 100th row directly here, sir? No. But whereas in collection, directly if I want to access 100th row, I can access. Just write if collection name is E of 100, 100th row, I can access. E of 100 means 100th row I can access. E of 99, 99th row I can access. E of 5, 5th row I can access like this. Using index, I can directly access at 100th row. This is called random accessing. In collection, random accessing is possible. Directly you can access 100th row. In cursor, random accessing not possible. Only sequential accessing. If you want to access 100th row, first to fetch first one, then only you can fetch second one. Then only you can fetch third one. Like this, fetch 99 rows. After fetching 99th row only, I can fetch 100th row. Sequential access. Okay. Once upon a time, to the TVs, channels will come like this. First channel, second channel, third channel, like this. So we have to tune here. Suppose if I want to set fifth channel, definitely I have to tune it to first channel, second channel, third channel, fourth channel. Then only I can set it to fifth channel. Sequential access. Once upon a time to the TVs, channels will be there like this. Sequential access. But nowadays we are using remote control. If you want fifth channel, directly press 5, random access. If you want 100th channel, 100, random access. But once upon a time to the TVs, okay, for the channels like this, okay, here channel numbers will be there. You have to tune here. Okay, first 1, then 2, then 3, like this, sequential access. Just like cassettes also sequential accessing. Cassette sequential accessing. If you want to play sixth song directly, you cannot play. If you want to play sixth song directly, you cannot play. Okay, first play first song, second, third, fourth, fifth, then only you can access 6. Cassette contains reel. That reel you will click on forward. The reel will be forwarded. Means you are accessing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then only you can access 6. Sequential access. Cassette supports to sequential access. Whereas DVD supports to random accessing. If you want to play 6th song, directly you can play. Like this. It's like cassette is sequential accessing, DVD is random accessing. Remote control, random accessing. Okay, this channel sequential accessing. Like that. Our cursor supports to sequential accessing. If you want to access 100th row, definitely you have to access 99 rows. Then only you can access 100th row. Sequential accessing. Cursor supports to sequential accessing. Whereas collection supports to random accessing. Directly you can access 100th row. That's it. This is the drawback. It supports to sequential. Whereas collection supports to random accessing also. It supports to both sequential and random. It supports to random accessing. Okay. So because of this sequential accessing, if you want to access 100th row, so much time will be wasted. Yeah, 99 rows you have to fetch. Then only you can access 100th row. So performance will be degraded. Less performance will be there with cursor. Less performance. Cursor degrades performance. Collection improves performance. More performance. Okay. So collection is faster, cursor is slower, performance wise. That's it. So because of these reasons, to hold multiple rows, go for collection. That's it. So this is about interview questions. This is about PLSQL. In PLSQL, very clearly we discuss about PLSQL basics. In this we learn how to declare the variables, how to assign values, printing, reading, what is percentage type, percentage row type, using SQL commands in PLSQL. Those we discussed. Then we learned about control structures. Okay, then we learned control structures. After that, we discussed about cursors. Cursor has some drawbacks. To avoid them, we are using collections. Next, to handle runtime errors, we are using exception handling. So this is PLSQL coding. If you know these things, you know PLSQL coding. This coding only we are implementing in the procedures, functions, packages, and triggers. These are the named blocks. So till here we learned coding. That coding only we are implementing in the procedures, functions, packages, triggers. So in PLSQL we cannot use DDL commands, DCL commands. For them we are using dynamic SQL. And how to store image path, how to store image in table is working with LOBs we have seen. So this is about PLSQL. PLSQL is over. In real time, our job role will be defining this named blocks. To define these named blocks only, we learn this coding. This coding we learn to implement the coding in named blocks like procedures, functions, packages, triggers. This is about PLSQL. PLSQL successfully finished. I divided our course into 3 modules. Module 1, tables. Here we learned SQL commands, functions, classes, okay, or giants, subqueries, set operators, constraints. These things we learn. Module 2 is PLSQL. Module 2 is PLSQL. So 2 modules finished here. Module 1 tables, module 2 PLSQL. 2 modules finished. Next, third module. Third module is other database objects. Other database objects. So in this we need to discuss about sequences, views, indexes, materialized views, synonyms. For every database object, one session is required. Max 4 sessions. Okay. So this module 3 we need to discuss. So please confirm, is it clear up to module 2? Online students, please confirm, is it clear up to module 2? If it is clear, we can start module 3. Okay. Venkata Durga Teja. If you want to do experiments, if you want more knowledge, you can Google it, you can practice it. Just to crack interview question, I told that one. Just to crack the interview question, I told this one. So sparse means gaps will be there. Dense means no gaps will be there. If you are interested, you can Google them, you can practice them. Just my intention of telling this point is, okay, cracking this interview question. So to show the interviewer too, I know these things. I know these things. So just to crack the interview questions, I have given this knowledge. If you are interested, you can Google, you can practice them. Next. One important announcement. Listen. By today night or tomorrow morning, in the Google Classroom, I provide complete notes to you. Okay. By today night or tomorrow morning, okay, I provide complete notes to you. So complete classroom notes I provide. So in the classroom, whatever I'm typing, that complete classroom notes, 3 modules, tables, plsql, others database objects notes also I will provide now. So from now onwards, okay, I will not focus on typing. I will not focus on typing the notes. Complete notes I will provide. Okay, by today night or by tomorrow morning, I upload complete notes in the Google Classroom. Complete classroom notes I provide for all 3 modules. Okay, then I also upload SQL or PLSQL interview questions. Interview questions I will provide. And one PDF notes is there that may contain some additional examples. One PDF notes for SQL and PLSQL. It may contain some additional examples. This one PDF notes I will provide to you. Interview questions, complete classroom notes for 3 modules I provide. Okay, and Oracle sample tables file. Oracle sample tables file I will provide. Maybe 7 files may be there. Maybe 7 files or 8 files. I'm not sure about the number. Maybe 7 files or 8 files will be there. Okay, so those files I upload by today night or tomorrow morning. Complete notes I will provide in the Google Classroom. So just download these recent files. Maybe 7 files will be there. Maybe 7 or 8. So download those 7 files from recent upload. Keep those files with you. Remaining files, even if you don't download, no problem. No need to download remaining files. Just in the recent upload, okay, I provide 7 files. I attach 7 files there. Okay, 7 or 8 files. So download them and keep those files with you. That is complete notes. Okay, next. So third module, other database objects. In the other database objects, now we are discussing about sequences. Sequences. Topic name is sequences. So what is the purpose of sequence? See, in many places we see such kind of sequential numbers. Suppose in the Amazon, you are placing order. In Amazon, you are placing order. Then automatically one order ID will be generated like this. One order ID will be generated. Suppose if any another customer is placing order, for next order immediately it generates another order ID. For next order immediately it generates like this. Automatically it generates such kind of sequential numbers. So to generate sequential numbers automatically like this, we are using the concept sequence. In the ATM machine or in the phone pay, you are performing the transactions. For every transaction, it is generating one unique transaction ID. This is transaction ID like this. This is transaction ID like this. For next transaction, this is transaction ID like this. So to generate sequential numbers like this, we can use the concept sequence. So for example, in the Amazon, you are placing order, automatically it is generating order ID like this. So to generate sequential numbers automatically, we are using the concept sequences. I want to generate employee IDs automatically. Employee IDs automatically like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. If you go to the shopping mall, if you purchase any items, they will add you as customer. So for you, they generates one customer ID like this. Okay. So to generate sequential numbers like order IDs, employee IDs, student IDs, customer IDs. So to generate sequential numbers like this, we can use the concept sequence. This is the purpose. Sequence concept is used to generate sequential integers. To generate sequential integers, we are using this concept. How to generate? Follow this syntax. Just like to create the table, we're writing like this, create table name like this you're writing. So to create the table, we are giving object type as table. To create procedure, we are giving object type as procedure like that. To create the sequence, give object type as sequence. Give the sequence name. Then give sequence options here. What are the sequence options? Observe. Suppose my requirement is like this 1001, 1002, 1003. Like this, I want to generate sequential numbers. Or I want to generate sequential numbers like this 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 90, like this. So to generate sequential numbers like this, or to generate sequential numbers like this, I can use the concept sequence. How to create the sequence now? Observe. Create sequence name. So we have to tell starting value in the sequence. Observe now, in first sequence, what is the starting value here? 1001. In second sequence, what is the starting value here? 10. Where you want to start the sequence, tell that one. Start with, tell that value. Create like this. Create sequence S1. Start with 1001. Or create sequence S2. Create sequence S2. Start with, starting value is 10, like this. Where you want to start numbering, tell starting number in the sequence using start with class. So you can say this as sequence option or class. Start with class or sequence option. To tell starting value in the sequence, we use it. Next, increment by. So after 1001, I want to get 1002. So how many values it has to increase? One value. After 1002, 1003. How many values it has to increase? One value. So increment by value is 1. After 10, I want to generate 20 here. How many values it has to increase? 10 values. After 20, 30. How many values it has to increase? 10 values. So is increment by value 1 or is increment by value 10? That we have to tell here. After first value, okay, how many so after first value, okay, how much step it has to take? That step value we are telling. Okay. So first value 1001. If increment by value is 1 means then 1002, 1003 like this. Suppose if starting value is 10, increment by value is 10, it generates like this 10, 20, 30 like this. Here increment by value is 10, here increment by value is 1. Next, minimum value in the sequence. In this first example, minimum value 1001, maximum value 9999. In second sequence, minimum value 10, maximum value 90. So to tell that minimum value, min value, to tell maximum value, max value we use. If you want to generate repeatedly, after reaching 9,999, again I want to generate 1001. So like this, repeatedly if you want sequential numbers, use cycle. No repetition we don't want, no cycle. Cycle means repetition. No cycle means no repetition. Next, cache. What is cache? Latter a cover. It improves the performance. Cache, no cache. Like this we write. So this is the way of creating sequence. That's it. Remember this syntax, follow it. And here, specifying this start with is optional. Increment by optional. Min value optional. Max value optional. All these sequence options are optional. All these sequence options are optional. These are optional. Mandatory things are create sequence, sequence name. So this is the syntax. Remember this syntax, follow it. So specifying the start with increment by min value, max value, these are optional. Okay. Forget about cycle and cache. Remaining I cover in today's session. Forget about this cycle and cache. This latter I cover. Understand up to max value. Understand now? Suppose I want to create sequence like this 1001, 1002, okay, 1003, like this up to 9,999. To create sequence like this, how to create the sequence now? Create sequence, sequence name S1. Start with starting value in the sequence. What is the starting value in the sequence? 1001. After 1001, we want to get 1002, then 1003. One value it has to increase. Increment by value 1. Minimum value. What is the minimum value in this sequence? 1001. Maximum value. What is the maximum value in this sequence? 4 times. That's it. Start with is used to specify starting value in the sequence. Increment by is used to specify increment by value, step value. After one value, how many values you want to increase? That we are telling. Min value is used to specify minimum value in the sequence. Max value is used to specify maximum value in the sequence. That's it. Easy. Very easy. Suppose I want to create this sequence now. I want to create this sequence 10, 20, 30 up to 90. Assume that sequence name is S2. How to create this sequence now? Create sequence S2. Create sequence S2. What is the starting value in the second sequence? 10. After 10, we want to get 20, 30. What is the increment by value?
10.
10. What is the minimum value in the sequence? 10. What is the maximum value in the sequence? 90. Like this. Simple. Like this, we can create the sequence. Easy. Now, suppose I am creating one sequence like this. Create sequence S1 I am writing. Observe here. These remaining all are optional. So I'm not specifying these things. I'm not specifying starting value, increment by value, min value. Those things I'm not specifying. Just I'm writing create sequence S1. So we get output as sequence created. But I didn't specify any starting value. If we don't specify start with value, default start with value is 1. By default, sequence starts from 1. If we don't specify increment by value, by default it increases 1 value. If you don't specify minimum value, default minimum value takes as 1. If you don't specify maximum value, it takes maximum value as 10 power 28. Up to 10 power 28, I can generate 1, 2, 3 like that up to 10 power 28. Next, default cycle value is no cycle, means no repetition. And default cache size is 20. These are the default values. Sequence options, its default values. How can you say these are the default values, sir? How can you say these are the default values? See, listen, understand. Just like all triggers information maintained by user underscore triggers. Okay, like that. All sequences information maintained by user underscore sequences. It has a column. That column name is, sorry, I want to get all columns, select star from user underscore sequences. By seeing this output, we can understand start with value, increment by value, min value, max value, cycle, cache values. That's it. Check here. See. Understand now? I'm creating one sequence. Observe. Create sequence S1. Observe what it is telling. See. Sequence create. Are we specific any start with value, increment by value, min value, max value? No. How to see sequence information? Select star from user underscore sequences. See here. What is the sequence name here? S1. What is the minimum value in the sequence? 1. So with this you can understand that default minimum value 1. What is the default increment by value? 1. Default minimum value 1. Default increment by value 1. Default cycle value, no cycle. N means no. Default cache size is 20. Observe. Default cache size is 20. Default cycle value, no cycle. Default increment by value 1. Default minimum value 1. Default maximum value. So this is scientific notation. E means understand like into 10 power. E means understand like into 10 power. This plus 28 is power value. E means understand like into 10 power. Power value is plus 28. 1. 1.0 means 1. So the meaning of 1.0 E plus 28 means 1 into 10 power 28. 1.0 means 1. E means into 10 power plus 28 is the power value. 1 into 10 power 28 means 10 power 28. What is the minimum value in the sequence? 1. What is the maximum value in the sequence? 10 power 28. What is the default increment by value? 1. What is default cycle value? No cycle. Default cache size 20. By seeing this output, select star from user underscore sequences. You can understand default values. That's it. Next, how to generate next number, sir? Listen, this is very, very important. This Oracle SQL provides okay. So Oracle SQL means Oracle sequence. Sequence concept provides two pseudo columns. Sequence provides two pseudo columns. What are those two pseudo columns? First one is next val. Second one is cur val. Next val returns next value in the sequence. Cur val returns current value in the sequence. The names are giving the meanings here. How to use them? To use them, write sequence name dot next val. Sequence name dot cur val, like this. Like this we use them. Next val returns next value in the sequence. Cur val returns current value in the sequence. Understand now? Our sequence name is S1. I want to get next value in the sequence. So what I am writing? S1 dot next val. This result I want to select now. So what we are writing? Select. This is non-table data. So what we are writing? From here. That's it. So what it generates now? 1 it generates because default minimum value is 1. Default start with value is 1. Default start with value is 1. That's why it is starting from 1. Again, I'm writing select S1 dot next val from dual. 2 I get. Select S1 dot next val from dual. 3 I get. Select S1 dot next val from dual. 4 I get. Select S1 dot next val from dual. 5 I get. Sequential numbers I'm getting. If I write select S1 dot curval. Now current value in the sequence is 5. 5 I get. Like this. Next val returns next value in the sequence. Curval returns current value in the sequence. Observe here. See S1 dot next val. This next value I want to select. So right, select S1 dot next val from dual. Observe now. Next value we are getting see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Observe. Like this. Next value in the sequence we are getting. To get current value in the sequence, S1 dot curval. Current value in the sequence 6. Like this. To get next value in the sequence, next value 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like this. You can generate up to 10 power 28. Now current value is 17. To get current value in the sequence. So, to get current value in the sequence, S1 dot curval. Like this we write. S1 dot curval. Okay. 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 See here. Someone is asking, I want to generate A18, A19 like this, sir. So you have to combine like this. Concatenation operator. A. Concatenate with sequence call like this. Concatenate with sequence call. A19, A20 like this. See? Based on our requirement, we use them. So like this, we can generate the sequential numbers by calling next val and curval. Next val gives next value in the sequence. Curval gives current value in the sequence. That's it. Now, see one example. I want to create one table with the name employee, employee ID, employee name. Now the question is generate sequential numbers, generate sequential IDs, sequential employee IDs. Okay, from 1 to 5. This is my requirement. I want to generate sequential numbers from 1 to 5. This is my requirement. For first record 1, for second record 2, like this. Up to 5, I want to generate. So first create the sequence now. First create the sequence now. So our requirement is we want to generate sequential numbers 1 to 5 automatically in the employee table. This is our requirement. In the employee table, generate employee IDs automatically. So for this, first create sequence here. Create sequence. Sequence name S2. Default starting value 1. I'm not writing. Default increment by value 1. I'm not writing. If you want to write, you can write like this. Start with 1. Increment by 1. Okay. Like this we can write. Min value 1. Max value 5. Like this. But default increment by value is 1. So I'm not writing. Default start with value 1, so I'm not writing. Like this, I'm creating sequence created. Insert the records now. Insert into, in which table we want to insert? Employee values. Understand now? I want to generate employee ID automatically. To generate employee ID automatically, write like this: s2 dot next val. To read employee name, ampersand ename. That's it. Like this we write. Observe now, this one only I'm showing. See, first create the table here, employee table with 2 columns, employee ID, ename. Create this table first. How to create the table? Employee, employee ID, number of 4, ename, bracket 2 of 10, bracket close, semicolon. Observe here what it is telling. Table created. Insert the records now. Before going to insert, employee IDs we want to generate automatically. So create sequence first. How to create sequence? Create sequence. Sequence name S2. Okay. Max value. Specify maximum value here. What is the maximum value I'm specifying? 5. So starting value 1. From 1 to 5 it generates now. From 1 to 5 it can generate. Insert records into employee table. What we are writing? Insert into employee values. Okay. So how to generate next value in the sequence? S2 dot next value. To insert employee name, ampersand ename. Ampersand ename. That's it. So observe now. It is not asking employee ID. Observe. Because it is generated using sequence. 1 generated now. 1A inserted. 2 generated now. B inserted. 3 generated. C inserted. 4 generated. D inserted. 5 generated. E inserted. Now maximum value 5 here. It cannot generate 6 now. It cannot generate 6. It cannot generate 6. It's giving error. Error where? Observe here. If it is generating next value, it exceeds maximum value 5 it is telling. If it is generating next value, it exceeds maximum value. That's why it is giving error. Open and see the table data. Select star from employee. Observe here. Employee is generated. See here. So like this, we can generate the sequential numbers. So first create the sequence. Then insert those sequential numbers by calling the sequence like this. Is it clear? Okay. I'm stopping the session here. Tomorrow I cover some more important points regarding sequence. Okay. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow.